What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining Syntax Weekly. Tons of news has happened in the last 7 days since you've joined us. We've got a lot to cover. We're going to cover there's more bots than humans on the internet. That certainly happened quicker than I thought. A couple new agent frameworks out. Vercel has released their own agent framework called Eve, and Fred Schott, who's a creator of Astro, also released kind of a similar one. We're going to be digging into those and seeing what they're at. Dino released an Electron type thing, a Dino desktop, which is really nifty, and a whole bunch of other stuff. My name is Wes. With me, as always, is CJ and Scott. How you doing today, guys?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Doing good. Ready.
All right. Well, let us know down in the chat if you have anything else that we should be covering as well. We'd love to talk about it after this. We've got maybe 20 different things that we want to cover today. But should we get into the first one that we have here? Scott, more bots than humans?
Yes, more bots than humans. The bots are taking over. And actually, real quick, guys, I want to show you something real quick before I even mention this chart here. I was having Codex work on something. I haven't used Codex in a little while. And you know, Codex has a very specific design smell to it, right? So check this out. This is the most Codex-ass design of all time. Like, this just nails the Codex aesthetic. The uppercase, the gradients, the unnecessary labels.
Yeah, letter spacing. Yeah.
Did you ask it for orange too, or did it just choose orange?
It just chose orange. It was like teenage engineering. Sure, let's throw some orange on this thing. But it's like,
nice.
That's it. The cards within cards within cards within cards. It's just so classic here. This is the modern stink of Codex these days.
I will say I skipped over sharing some sites today because they looked exactly like this, and I was like, just put some effort in, like.
Just come on.
You know,
it's too bad because this is not like it's not a bad looking design, right? Like, it's not.
No.
If you would have shown me this maybe a year ago, I would have been like, this is a decently clean sign. It's just the fact, and I know we talk about this so much, but it's like they all look exactly the same, and my brain just immediately goes to, this might not be very good, because knowing where it's come from, which is we're kind of in a weird spot with all this right now.
Yes. I made this in contrast to the bots taking over things. This is made by a bot for a human because I didn't feel like I was getting enough out of my OPXY. And so I have the whatever hundreds of pages of manual for it, and I wanted it to build me individualized lessons to tell me what buttons to click on, and it even does like the overlay on what buttons here to do what.
What's an OPXY, Scott?
It's a sequencer by Teenage Engineering. It's a little sequencer, so it's very powerful and dope. And I'm good at it, but I'm not great at it. So I was like, I wanna like find into some of the functionality that's in the instructions that I'm not gonna read an instruction booklet. You kidding me? Yes.
Nice.
So let's talk about this bots versus humans. The Cloudflare folks have had this radar.cloudflare.com for a little bit, but recently, I think in the past couple of weeks here, they've added this bot versus human traffic to show you what percentage of traffic going through Cloudflare is a bot versus a human. And what's shocking here is that at some points it's as high as 63% bot, getting up into that's 63% of the traffic coming through as just from bots. And this is in the past 7 days. The chart doesn't go back that far because of when they released this. Ooh, unknown error. That's always fun. I've actually found this radar.cloudflare.com to be an interesting page anyways, regards to just general internet traffic. But the bot stuff, the bot versus humans, has been making the rounds in terms of the internet is now basically just a bunch of bots talking to each other with 40% of it being human interaction, which feels like it's been something that people have been talking about for a long time. But I mean, here it is in a trend through Cloudflare. So
how much of that do you think is legitimate web scraping that's just simply being piped into a prompt. Like the other day I was driving, and my daughter asked when she could go to this like local ninja place. So I just asked, we have Grok in the Tesla. So I just say, hey, what's the hours for that? And it goes off, it fetches the website, it parses it out, and it tells us what the hours are. And I was like, that's a legitimate use case for this type of thing, because otherwise it would have just gone to the website directly. But how much of it do you think it is like that legitimate part? And how much of it do you think is like people just simply just scraping it to try to figure out the training models or doing whatever other nefarious things?
I mean, I think it's all interesting because somebody asked this question directly to Matthew Prince, or at least they responded to it. And Matthew Prince, he's the CEO of Cloudflare, responded with, bot, crawler, agent are all synonyms depending on whether or not you want them to be a good or bad thing normatively. Man, I can't say normative. I can't even
normatively. That's a word I can say.
Is it a word?
Specificity right here,
Normatively?
yes.
I don't even think it's a word.
Basically, the idea bot, crawler, agents are all synonyms depending on if you want them or not. And I think that is, It is funny because people were asking for distinguishing between agents and scrapers and stuff. And it's like, it's just all, doesn't matter. It's all not human, you know?
Man, on the same thing, I was looking at my like bot traffic a while ago, and I was actually seeing it sort of come in at real time. And I noticed that there was a lot of bot traffic coming from Apple. And this was probably 6 months ago. And now at the least the most recent Apple announcement, they announced like, oh, they said in a roundhouse way, we have our own like web index, meaning that like Apple now has a search engine, essentially just a search engine. And I wonder how many other people are trying to build their own search engines, because not that they want to become a search engine, but everybody needs an index of the web now, because it's very expensive to have to like pay Google or Bing or one of these other people that have like an index of the internet and know where all the things are. Because essentially, as smart as this AI stuff is, it's not very good unless you like pipe real-time websites into it that have actual real data.
Yeah. And it's funny, Wes, I set up on Graffiti. I set it up so that when humans visit the site, it gives you just normal HTML. But when agents visit the same URL, instead of doing like an llms.txt, it returns just Markdown for the agents. So I essentially built a web surface, a client just for agents using the same code. Yeah.
That's it. Cloudflare even has like a setting for that as well. When an agent visits your website, should it just serve Markdown? I think like you may lose some, you obviously lose some interaction there, right? It's like Markdown is simply just straight up text, but for docs, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for doc site, that's really what it was. Yeah, so how are we feeling about this? I noticed one thing that was really funny here. This tweet shows the interest over time in the word smoke test, or the phrase smoke test, which is a phrase I had never used before AI. And now every other chat, AI is like, want to do a smoke test for it?
Quick smoke test, yeah.
Smoke test, hand wavy, or like, what are some of the other ones that it's like, that we're going to see interest over time shoot up other than smoke test here?
Yeah, there was a list of them I saw the other day, and I'm forgetting. Oh, I'm blanking. Maybe the chat can help us out what those were. But there's certainly those sayings that you hear over and over again. Are just peaking, and they're sort of like a smell, which sucks. It's the same thing with the M dash, right? Like it sucks for people who actually did use that type of writing, or the type of person who now I hear it all the time. It's not this, it's that. And it sucks because like that was a good way of writing, and that was a kind of an interesting way of speaking. But now as soon as I hear that, the alarm bells in my head start going off. And it's the same thing with the web design. Like it's not a bad thing, just that the fact that it's overused is making me think maybe it's not trustworthy, or maybe it's not good anymore.
Yeah. CJ, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, just getting back into bot traffic, like it definitely has to do with the fact that most people's interface to the internet now or to the web is a chat interface. So whether
Hmm.
that's Google AI or Claude or Gemini or whatever else. So I do think a lot of that traffic are these chat agents making requests to sites on behalf of users. And that has its downsides because now users aren't clicking directly through to sites, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the example that you gave earlier, Wes, was like you're just looking for the hours for something. And normally maybe you'd pull up Google Maps and you'd see the place or you'd maybe go to their site. But now all of that's been skipped and you just got the information directly from an agent. So I think that's definitely where a lot of it's coming from. I
Yeah.
kind of want to talk about like the bots that we interact with on social media as well.
Well,
Like
actually, real quick, CJ.
Yeah, sure.
To back that up, the new Siri. I don't know if this will be able to be seen, but the new Siri doesn't normally on iOS when you pull down to do a search. Safari is like the number one thing, and if you were to just search and hit search, it would do a search on Safari. But
Yeah.
now it's not even an option. It only lets you do Siri. So
And Siri's probably searching the web.
right,
That's
and
where a
Siri
lot of
will
that Apple
occasionally
traffic
give you
comes from.
sources, but it's not a standard. Like, I hope they fix that because that sucks. I'll just say
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
But it is, I mean, it's a sign of the times. And like, this is also why kind of why the indie web is dying. Like, no one is directly browsing websites anymore. We're all talking to, I mean, I'm not, I'm trying my best to, I have an RSS feed. There's no algorithm. Like, I'm trying to click directly on things, but it seems to be the trend. And I think if everyone's using an Apple phone or an Android phone, then that's two of the biggest companies that have control over this stuff, and they're basically our gateway into the web. It's basically the walled garden problem that we had in the early days of the internet, but now they're basically just taking content that's on the web and telling us what it is instead of showing us that content directly. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel that way about like blog posts and things like that. I don't put stuff on my website anymore hoping people will stumble across it. I put it out there hoping that it will be consumed by these agents, and there will probably be good output of that at some point. You know, like if you are the definitive resource for something specifically, I'm sure that we can get like listens or whatever out of that. But it is a crazy world to think about all of this.
yeah.
But tell me about the social media bots thoughts there,
yeah,
CJ.
and I'm sure you all have seen them too, but now I'm just super skeptical when I'm on Reddit and I see a post
Reddit, yeah.
that gets
Yeah.
a bunch of upvotes, or I go to the comments and all of a sudden I'm reading comments that like I completely disagree with, or is also just like a overdone take.
Yeah.
And you'll start to see the signs, like, so especially on Reddit, anybody that has a generated username. And the thing is, like, these aren't bot generated usernames. It's like the default username that Reddit gives you when you sign up now. But it's like a noun, verb, number. But you see so many of these accounts in the comments and also submitting. Like, if you pay attention to like r/programming humor or even like r/JavaScript, there are certain posts and certain memes that show up again every few months, and they get a bunch of traffic. And if you go to see who actually posted it, it's an account that does nothing but like repost things from like a year ago or two years ago.
Yeah.
And then you see the same thing in Instagram comments, like the number of comments that are just like from bots telling you to follow their accounts or like trying to get engagement. So yeah, we're just interacting with bots on social media as well, which is a totally another problem as well.
It's nuts. So on the Hamilton Reddit, which is like where I live, the other day there was somebody that says, I just graduated and my parents were unable to make my graduation, so I'm feeling kind of down. I'm wondering where I can get late night sushi. And
My God.
and then people were chiming in, here are great spots for late night sushi. And then you went to that person's, oh no, you didn't even go. If you went to the Toronto subreddit, 6 hours before that, the exact same story from a different account was like, hey, I just graduated. I'm looking for a spot to get late night sushi in Toronto. And it's like, wow, that was clearly like somebody who owns a late night sushi restaurant in both of these cities is trying to drum up, because like all AI is just something summarizing Reddit threads, like that's all it is.
Absolutely.
And now you have to make this fodder. And if you want people to come to your sushi restaurant, you have to make this like fodder on Reddit that will show up when people search it. And it just was just like, people think that Reddit is this beautiful place of like unmolested opinions, but it's not. It's starting to get absolutely awful.
Yeah. There's people bragging about creating, like I created an open claw bot that has successfully gained X amount of karma on Reddit with, whatever. And it's like, God, do you really have to do that? Like, do you have to do that?
Just, yeah. Oh, people will always use it for the awful stuff. And I think, unfortunately, it means that we're just going to adapt. I don't know what it will look like, but like I used to be able to say, I'll go on Reddit and ask for some real people. There's not this SEO spam that's going to be on like you used to, if you wanted to like say, I'm going to New York, where should I eat? And you would just Google like best restaurants in New York. You would get pages and pages of these like this blog spam of like SEO keyworded to the ceiling, right? Now, so I just like never trusted travel blogs anymore. And then you would go to Reddit and ask where people were. And now you can't trust Reddit. So like where do we now turn for this type of stuff that you are unable to have people like molest and change it? I guess it's friends. Do we need friends now? Is that what it is?
Do we need a social network of people that who have been to places that can recommend you things that you actually like or will like? Yeah, I don't know. It's all very crazy to me. I wonder, as a question to both of you, how high do you think this will get? So the high that I'm seeing in here is like 63% bot usage over human usage, which would be like a 36%. So how high do you think this bot number is going to go? Do you think we'll hit 70% this year at some point?
This year?
Next
Probably.
year?
But I think long term, if nothing changes, then 90%, 95%. But
crazy.
Yeah, once this is in the iPhone, it's going to be everybody using it, right? Once people can simply just press a button and talk to their phone to get answers. Like how often I use it now that it's in my car, unbelievable. And because like Siri didn't really have a good one. We ask Google Home a lot when we're at home what things are. And it's gotten a little bit better now that it has like the AI built into it. But like now that it's in my car, because that's like a huge use case where you're just driving and you're wondering something and you just press the button, you ask your car these questions. Like I think it's aside from it ruining the internet, it's a great experience and I really enjoy it. So I think like it's gonna catch on huge. Like regular people are gonna be doing this like crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of which, guys, before we move on to the next topic here, things getting better. You're just talking to it, browsing the eye. I have a robot coming. So if you see me sprint out of here, it's because my robot has arrived. It says it's going to arrive sometime before noon Mountain Time here. So there's a good chance that a robot will be delivered to me live on stream here. So just
fascinating.
Shut up. Yes.
Are we going to get any hints? Is it a life-size robot? Does it?
It's the Reachy Mini. So I think they're about like this big. And he has a camera. It's like a Google Home where you can hook it up to any AI provider. You can build apps for it, and it has a camera, and it can move and look at things. So it does not have arms, and it does not have legs.
Oh, good.
But it can.
Don't give robots arms. No, at least don't give them thumbs.
Don't give them thumbs. Yeah, they can. Yeah. Yes. And certainly don't give them spider legs or don't do that. I don't want that. I don't even mind spiders, but I don't want a robot with spider legs. And that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next one we have here, which is...
before we do that, I will say proof that there are still real people on the internet. We got rated by the AOA channel. So shout out to AOA. And thank you. They brought over 19 viewers over on Twitch, so we appreciate it. And if you are a real person watching in chat, type 1 in the chat right now. Because
if you're a robot, type 0.
Yeah, if you're robot type 0. And so, yeah, thanks to AOA bringing over real people, not bots. We appreciate you. And if you're just joining us, this is Syntax Weekly. So we go live every Monday to chat about news, new libraries, the world of web dev, things we're interested in, that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's what we're doing. We just talked about how bots are taking over the internet. And one bot that I will let take over the internet is SeerBot, because everything we do here is brought to you by Sentry. So if you've got code running in production, throw Sentry on there. Any errors that happen will get reported back to the Sentry dashboard, and Seer can chime in automatically and fix those bugs, automatically add a PR, and you don't have to do anything. Just set it up. So sentry.io/syntax, you can get 2 months free on the team plan.
Yeah. CJ, I'm doing a deep dive into self-healing software on Sentry right now. Seer, a big part of that, obviously. So shout out to the folks over at Sentry working on self-healing software. I love it.
Love to see it.
Sick. Well,
All
let's
right.
get into the next one. Who's up next?
Yes, I got it here. Last week, 2 agent frameworks were announced. So one from Vercel called Eve, and one from Fred Schott, who was the creator of Astro, called Flu. And I haven't tried them out yet, but from like I've been kind of looking at a lot of these like that are popping up where people are like, we need something like Next.js, or like we need like the easy framework for creating agents.
Yes.
And these are sort of 2 shots at that, right? And the idea with an
I
agent
think there's
is
one
that
shot. One Fred
shot and one Vercel shot at this type of thing. And I think this is kind of interesting because like if you think about like a lot of your workflows right now, you probably have like some MCP servers, right? And that's how it can like access things. You probably have some skills which sort of describe what it can do, or like how to approach things. And then maybe you have like a bunch of like scripts or CLIs that it can use to like interact and go back and forth with things, right? But like the ability to like package that all up, I don't think has been totally cracked just yet. Into like a nice, tidy little agent. And I think like these are kind of 2 interesting tackles at them. So the Vercel one, the agent one, they say an agent is a directory, which I really like this because like I very much like the Next.js approach of like just putting folders or files in the specific folders, and then you can route them. By the way, update, Scott just went to the door. Robot is incoming. Very excited
Robot
about
on the way.
In the agent, you have an agent.ts file, which is like kind of like your main configuration there. And I'm assuming inside of that, you would also declare the specific, right here, the model that it runs on. So if you have a specific agent that doesn't need to use a very expensive model, it's nice to be able to pin that agent to like maybe a cheaper model or a model that it's very good with. You get your instructions.md, and then inside of that you have tools. So if you've got a bunch of scripts, I have seen a lot of people like shipping like scripts with their skills, because a skill is a directory. So they'll often have like a skill.md, but they'll also give it like some JavaScript that it can run, which is kind of neat. Then you have your skills, your sub agents, your channels. So this is kind of where you're getting into like almost like OpenClaw territory of like, how does this thing connect to different, like in what way are you interacting with it, right? Is it interacting with over Slack? Are you hooking it up with Telegram? You know, did you build your own interface for it? Is there webhooks? All of those types of things. And then schedules as well, if you want to like put some cron jobs in there. So yeah, pretty nifty. I'm curious to see. What do you guys think?
I think the big difference here is the Open Agent framework versus the Walled Garden framework. And so if you're picking one, I'm always going to reach
which one
for
is Open Agent?
The one that is literally listed as the Open Agent Framework, which is the Flu framework. That's like their heading on their site is the Open Agent Framework.
Open Agent.
Is it some kind of specification that makes it open? Or
So, well, interestingly enough, CJ, the standard agent spec is a agent spec, which is not related to Flu, but another one of these, standardagentspec.org. And that is not public yet. I do have access to it. And it solves a lot of these same things, which is sandboxing the connected system between agents and sub-agents, easily getting it up, hosting somewhere, and just like the tools and how it all connects to optimizing for small tasks, for smaller models, etc. So, I don't know. I think they're all interesting. One thing that I have found is that the sandboxing makes it obviously the sandboxing makes it inherently safer, but it also makes it inherently less useful out of the gate than something like Hermes or OpenClaw, which they're different systems for different things, right? You would use this as your API for agents and stuff, but I wouldn't use this as a personal assistant the same way I would like a Hermes or an OpenClaw.
I don't know. I it's kind of interesting that we have all these different tools or your different apps for different use cases. I think we're going to end on just like you just have one thing, and like sure you can move your skills and whatever between these agents if you really want to, but I think that being able to pack them up nicely and just have like a single thing that you do all of your interaction through. Like right now, even today, I've used Cursor, Claude Code. I use the Gemini chat interface to make an image. I use ChatGPT, and I'm just like, why am I bouncing around through all of these different things? You know, I really should just be doing one single thing. And there's no reason why it couldn't be, like the reason why it wouldn't be Claude Code is because maybe it just that's only Anthropic models. You want like some open framework that can connect to all of these different things.
That's what I was liking about the standard agent one. I know I haven't used Flu yet, but so my experience with these is with that. And one of the things you can do is you can create essentially your bundle of agents, sub-agents, tools, and whatever, and essentially zip them up and share them with somebody else. So you could create like a workflow of connected sub-agents, different models, different tools, wrap it all up, drop it into somebody else's, and get them using it too, right? Like we could make a syntax one, and it would be effortless to share that amongst each other.
Yeah, you pop your API keys in, and bam, we've got the syntax agent, and then we're all using the exact same one. I think that's probably what it will be. Is you join a team, you got your own personal agents, but then you also have agents for your team. Maybe there's a customer support one, you know, and what interface you use to work with that, it really doesn't matter. Interesting thing about this is that it comes with a front end UI for doing them. I think that the Vercel one is simply just like a software package, but Flu takes it even a step further to give you a UI for all of your, which I don't know. What do you think? Do we need that?
I don't know. Hermes has got a UI and it's pretty dope. I ended up making my own, but it still has one and it's dope. One thing I really do, I've actually been using Hermes to code lately, and the thing that I really appreciate about it is like the memory and things that you can get with agent systems like this.
Yeah.
But Flu, I don't know what would people be using Flu for? Would they be using it to code with? Are they using it to have as their AI service that is being interacted with for products? Are they like what are people using this stuff for? Is it for personal use? Is it as a business use case? Like what is it?
I think the idea is that it will work with everything. I think the idea that you would have a single harness that you're using for coding and it's integrated with all of your things, and you sort of have this like computer almost that just hooked up to everything that you need, and you can go ahead and do it, and you've just got it all dialed in. Whether that will happen or not, because like I just, with all of this AI stuff, I just keep going back to, will regular people use this? Like, or are regular people just going to simply type in the Chat GPT box. 'Cause I even think about that with like how much better using like Cloud Code or Codex or any of these like CLI ones that have access to everything, how much better those are than just what people are using in ChatGPT. Because often you hear people being like, I don't really like AI. It's not very good. And it's just like, well, you're just using the like 10% watered down version that's in this walled garden of ChatGPT. And you don't realize how actually awesome it can be if you get these things dialed in.
Yeah, that's why I like my Hermes setup that I have set up for Courtney. I mean, it's using models for specific things, but it's all very tuned. And so now when she uses it, it feels like she's using ChatGPT, but it's using the models or the prompts or context seeding or anything that I've set up for it.
Yeah.
It has all the tools that I've given it, and it does things really well, like way better than ChatGPT.
What models are you running that on? Do you have like specific models for specific things, or are you just using them all on one provider?
Yeah, it depends. I am using right now, I have OpenRouter set up, so I'm still experimenting. The main agent for her currently is using GPT 5.5 as the model, just because you can get OAuth set up with it really easily through the Codex plan. And then I for like small little tasks and things like that, man, the Grok stuff is cheap through OpenRouter, and there's like somewhat reliable, or I've been even using some of the older Anthropic models on OpenRouter because they're cheaper. Yeah.
Haiku, Sonnet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten too into the nicher models. I haven't. Not yet.
I've been meaning to like dig into a lot of those like cheaper ones as well, just because it's expensive now, right? And people are looking for alternatives, and they seem to be fairly decent. Even like a lot of the Grok build ones are. If you pay for like the check mark on Twitter, then you have access to Super Grok. I forget the names of all this stuff, but you may have like $30 a month worth of Grok that you can just use for specific things. I just hooked it up to my Warp because Warp just stopped like the free inference, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just hook it up to my Grok because I'm not necessarily always using that.
Word.
Yeah, but getting back to the frameworks, you guys talk too much. I just don't know when I can shut up. But here
You gotta jump in,
just
TJ.
talk
This is
over
the lion's
us.
den.
Yeah,
I'm not used to it. When we were in person, it was so easy to like maybe talk, and I don't know, it's harder. We're all remote, but just talking about like agent frameworks, this is early days. Like you could potentially compare this to the early days of JavaScript frameworks. I mean, it's a little bit later just because people already have framework brain, and AI is already guiding them towards like building framework like things. But I think anything that makes it easier for people to create agents without having to learn about like workflows or durable executions or retries and all of this stuff that I could probably do and build manually. But if you have it built into the framework, it's going to make it a lot easier, especially for companies that are trying to create agentic flows. Like I haven't gotten into personal agents or like home agents yet. I'm thinking about trying it out with like local AI. But I'm still not sold that it's going to make my life any better. But I do see it for like companies that are trying to build agents into their company and their products. Any sort of standardization, I think, is better than none, because then people can move from one company to the next and already know how to use a particular agent, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you got to use something that has like you said, all of this retry and the durable like workflows built into it. Otherwise, like people are gonna be like, oh, like our company has agents, but it sucks. I can't drag and drop an image into the UI, or like I can't pay something, or I can't. It's like the people are used to this like ChatGPT, and then you come into this company and like we have our own version of it, and it's not very good. It's so nice when it's built on top of something that has all of those pieces that come for free, and then you simply just need to hook all your integrations up, and you can let her rip.
Exactly. And I think that's why seeing a framework from Vercel, so they built Next.js, we can kind of trust that they know about infrastructure and how to structure things.
Yeah.
At the same time, I've seen some comments in the chat of like it's potentially vendor lock-in. Like if you use the Vercel agent framework, now you have to deploy your stuff to Vercel.
Yeah.
So that's why I would lean towards a more open agent framework, because maybe I want to deploy it wherever I want.
Yeah.
But the people building these things, I want to see that they have a track record of good architecture and good design decisions, because anybody can vibe code themselves up like an agent harness or whatever else. But all of these core engineering problems are the things that I want to see talented people work on, I guess.
Agreed.